Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I want to discuss the three trading types. Now this is a system that I created about a year ago, and it really helped me be able to decide what kind of trader I am, and it really helped me to kind of decipher my trading system and categorize it, because the reason if you don't do this, advice could be very detrimental to you, because you could be taking some advice that's not suited to your system. So if you hang on, we'll get through this and I'll explain, and hopefully you'll understand what I mean. So the first thing that I want to show you is a thing called the Decode trading type system. Like I said, this is something that I created about a year ago, and it has three different trading systems in it. So let's go through the different systems. So number one is probabilities, a probabilistic system. So what do I mean by that? So this is something that, let's say you have back-tested price and you're looking at market structure, and let's say you're looking at reversal points, and there is something on this side of the market that you're looking at, an area of interest. Maybe it's indicators, who knows what it is, but basically this area of interest has give you a level of probabilities of what happens to it, so what happens to price. So one of them could be you have a simple EMA, and your system is, you know that when that's getting tested, there is a 60% probability that price is going to react to it, and then it's going to go up a certain amount of pips. That's a probabilistic system. Very simple, but the other systems are also based on probabilities, kind of, but this is highly focused on it. There's no skill involved in this. There's no logic involved in this. It's a set of rules that you follow, and it's a system, and you just follow it. There's nothing else you need to do except for mark up the opportunities and wait for those reactions. Another example of a probability system is something like this. So you have two moving averages, you have price. You've worked out that when they crash, there's a certain probability, along with other confluences, that something's going to happen. You keep it nice and simple. The whole system's based around probabilities. Like I said, there's no skill involved in this type of trading. You need to be able to mark up the charts and analyze and be able to wait for those opportunities, and you take the trades. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know your edge. It's all based on probabilities. So this type of trading requires a very, very, very strong mindset, because you need to be able to sit through those losses and also get hardly any euphoria during the wins. And this kind of thing, you want to stick with a certain session, you know, maybe one or two pairs, a certain kind of hour within that session that you know that's your golden hour, a certain type of trade, and don't have so many confluences. Keep it nice and simple and have a set of written rules. And the reason why I say advice could be detrimental to this, if somebody's telling you to be logical and during a system of probabilities, it's going to be detrimental to you. So you need to understand the advice that you're taking on board. Is it suiting your trading style? So the next trading type is skill set. So what do I mean by that? So let me explain. Again, let's use the EMA just because it's an easy one to try and describe from. Let's say you're using the EMA, and this might be the worst drawing of one ever, but we'll go with it anyway. So the skill set type of trading is, it's not really based heavily on probabilities, and it's not based on logic at all. But what you do is, it's your ability to react to certain things within the market when opportunities present itself. Now, one of my strategies is a skill set strategy, and what I do, I basically scalp the market using volatile times, and I wait for reactions to certain things. So one of the things that's very similar to what I do is using EMA, but also using certain levels as well. So you're looking at these, and so you're waiting near the open, and you're waiting for these levels to have reactions to them, and I'm reacting quick. And the difference between this and probabilities, this requires a high frequency number of trades coming in. So when you see the opportunities, you take it. It's skill set, it's fast paced, and it's more for a scalping scenario. But when somebody's telling you that you need to work on your probabilities, when you're more skill set trading, it's your ability to react quickly to things. You might have a few different systems that you're using, and this is the hardest type of trading, and this is the type of trading that everybody wants to do. This kind of scalping trading and crazy time frames and stuff, but it's actually the hardest. and this is like pro level stuff. And even with me, my skill set strategy isn't as rewarding as my other strategies. And also, my other type of trading requires me to have a lot of patience. So this is what I do in between, is my skill set trading. Another type of skill set trading which I have done myself is using levels around the market open, which is a little bit similar to what I do now. But let's say you're looking at levels of interest around the market open, and this is why it requires skill, because you're waiting for the reaction. You're trying to see the live reaction, and you're watching price. You're doing it on the 1 minute, maybe the 5 minute, and you're watching price. And like a lot of people would be waiting for certain reactions, but you're ready to react. So you see a move like that, right? You need to know ready to react, and you're constantly updating your eyes. Your eyes is constantly being updated with the new levels that are coming in, and the new areas where price could return to and react to. And your eyes are constantly updating, and your brain's taking in this information. Like I say, it's the hardest type of trading, and it's the most complex. But defining this and understanding this is one of the most crucial things you can do. Because if you now know that your trading is a skill set trading, you might want to change your system to something a bit easier and simpler. One of the other things that people do with skill set trading as well is the ability to look on a higher time frame, like the 15 minute, look for these areas of interest and drop the time frame maybe to the 15 second, 30 second. People are doing crazy stuff with this, and even myself, I've traded the 15 second before, just reacting quick to volatile things. Another skill set trading could be news, or you could be tracking things, waiting for them to come out. And we all know that news doesn't move the market. Banks do, but obviously banks react to certain things within the news as well. So your skill set trading could have something to do with that. It just means that you're reacting to events and things that occur in the market quickly. You understand the risk and you understand the probabilities in your head, but because you haven't got a set probabilistic system, it's not a probabilistic method. It's a skill set method which requires you to compute all this stuff on the spot. You know the risk, you know the probabilities, you be able to be dynamic with your lot size and all that. And like I say, it's the hardest type of trading. So now we arrive at the third system type, which is a logical system type. Now, a logical system type is not based on probabilities. However, it does have an element of probabilities in it, like they all do, but it's not based on probabilities. You're not basing your trades on the probability that something will happen. You're basing them on the logic that you're following. Now, again, this is one of the hardest types of trading, but with a lot of study, you can understand it. Some people takes years to build this, because one of the things that comes with logic is intuition as well. Being able to just understand the flow of the market. Now, logic is one of the hardest to learn as well, because a lot of people will claim they know the market, the way that the market moves, and they don't. An example of logical trading is following the way that order flow moves through the market. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, and like I say, it's one of the hardest types of trading. So I understand that logic in the market is hard to understand. That's why a lot of people that get into logical strategies have an element of probabilities in them when they start. So an example of logical trading is, you see the way that market has a structure to it and the way that it moves. That still is a probabilistic strategy, but within this structure there is order flow, and there's certain things that people understand what is causing this. So, you know, the market has intent and the market has cause. It's like cause and effect. And understanding these things, you'll be able to see the market doing certain things and be able to jump on these opportunities. So you're not trying to catch reversals. You're not trying to catch continuations. What you're trying to do is build up a case of what the market's doing. And then with that evidence, you take that and you enter within the market using your evidence. So one of the greatest things people do that trade logic, they try and talk themselves out of a trade. So, okay, it looks good to get long here. So what can stop me from getting long here? And then they'll start looking at areas in the market where liquidity is built up and where the market's going to target, which is one of the things that logical traders do. They will look to trade and target areas of the market where the market kind of wants to go, and they have an understanding of where the market wants to go. They can't predict the market, but they just follow it. And I know for a lot of people this might not make sense, which is why, again, it's one of the hardest types of trading. The best type of trading you can do is a probabilistic method. And throughout your journey, start learning the logic so then you can up your risk to reward and get better at trading. Another part to logical trading is having something like this, where people would expect the market here to continue downwards, but it doesn't. It just rockets off, and people are left feeling, what the hell just happened? Logical traders will go in and find the exact reason why that happened, and then they will add that to their intelligence, so to speak, and then they can use that next time they're building up a case for a trade. So with logical trading comes a lot of experience, and you need, it's time and patience to be able to understand the theories and elements within this. Now, another thing with a logical system is you can't really apply probabilities to it. Because yes, certain trades have probabilities, but it's not a probabilistic method because you're not basing it on a number of trades and probabilities, you're basing it on the logic of the market. So if you're wrong, you then go and find that reason why you was wrong, whereas a probabilistic trader would just carry on and move to the next trade. A logical trader is going to find the reason why and probably think, what the hell did I do wrong? And then add that to their intelligence, like I said. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope now you can look at this and figure out what system is your system. Are you a skill set trader? Do you need to get a number of trades in, and do you react to the market? You don't really have any particular system, you have a few, and you're more into reacting. If you are and that's not working out, you might want to move to a probabilities trader, probabilistic trader. These are the guys that have a set system and they follow it and they just execute it without any fear or emotion. And this is the easiest type of trading, but it's also one of the hardest things to do, but not the hardest trading style. Trading itself is fucking really hard. Never mind doing it logically and skill set. And then a logic trader is somebody that follows the way that the market moves and has a deep understanding to what fundamentally moves the market, who is moving the market, and why. They always ask the question, why? Why did this happen? Why did the market move? And who, what, when, where, and why? So I hope this helps differentiate what trading style you have, and then figure out from this video how much work it's going to take for you to understand it. And maybe you might want to shift your system to a probabilistic system. And if you're a bit confused to what your system is, just look at it. And if you don't know what it is and it's none of these, have a deep think about what are you basing your trades on. Are you basing your trades on your skill? If you do think that, try and move it. Can you make it a probabilistic system? Can you say, use maybe one skill system and find out what happens each time price tests it? Build up a journal and then build up a set of rules and a system. There you go, you got a probability system. Or you might have learning a logical strategy. You might not understand the full logic. Well, make it a bit probabilistic then. Find out, okay, when the market's moving like this and it does this, what happens every time that happens? Then start building a case for a probability system. You don't have to stick to one system. You can be dynamic. Some systems might include all three things, but differentiate the percentages, differentiate what type is the dominating type. And I swear to God, your trading will get a lot better. But you need to understand this first. This is a fundamental and paramount importance things to understand. And when I did this and I writ it down for the first time, my mind just blew and I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to learn something that's too hard for me at this point. So then I still learnt skill set trading, but then I got into a probabilities method. And anybody can do that. You just need a system to follow. You just need to execute it. But you need to work on this, because this will fuck you up. I swear to God. But that's it from me anyway, and I'll see you in the next video.